gentlemen and female gentlemen, it's time for some drama. And I do love me some drama. I do love me some people that I don't like getting stuck up their nose. It makes me happy in a way that I can't possibly describe. I am an arbiter of chaos myself. I do appreciate when get stitches. That is the new expression. I don't care. I'm coining it. It's mine now. You can't steal it. Okay, so Jesse Grant made a video. Rachel Zegler starts Snow White apology tour, and it backfires. Something that I think is important to notice is that I believe this is classic Disney humiliation ritual, okay? There is a lot to unpack here. I think Disney is forcing Rachel Zegler, you know, the most unlikable actress in the history of actresses over here, Rachel Zegler. I think that Disney forced her to go on an apology tour to right the wrongs that she did to the Disney franchise. As you know, she's been saying a whole lot of like, oh yeah, Disney, the Snow White's not gonna have no man-saver. And Disney's literally in the ground, getting sued by Elon Musk, apparently for anti-male sexism. A whole lot of other shit that Disney's been getting involved in. Absolute failure after failure, franchise after franchise, absolutely dying despite being on a massive IP. And I think it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to see the downfall of a juggernaut of fuckery. Listen, as an arbiter of chaos myself, an epicenter of violence, I do like watching the downfall of big fucking egomaniacal bitches. And the one we're talking about today is Rachel Zegler, who's on an apology tour, I think, forced to apologize by Disney in order to right these wrongs, and let's see what this is all about.
So I think it's fair to say that 2024 has been a wild year, to say the least, for Disney, as it seems they have somehow gone from the absolute peak of success with...
True, they used to have the power of one, then they had the power of two, and now they had the power of many critics criticizing them across the internet.
Movies like Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, and Planet of the Apes, but then they have also hit rock bottom with the failure of Echo, The Acolyte...
I didn't even remember Echo existed! Oh my god, Echo happened in 2024! Oh, that's just so glorious. And yeah, The Acolyte's awesome. I love the Acolyte failure. Acolyte failure is probably my favorite failure in the history of failures. See, I have a tier list and also a chaos tier list. These are two things that I have. S tier on the tier list is a huge success. S tier on the chaos tier list is a massive failure. It's important to recognize that fact. Acolyte was an S tier show on the chaos tier list.
And the reaction to the Mufasa trailer.
Oh, fuck yeah!
But now they are starting their marketing campaign for their...
What's Echo, boss? Echo was a massive failed Disney project. It came out on Disney, and no one even heard of it. And it was like such a massive Disney thing. They were so excited. It's Marvel, guys! It's Marvel! And no one even heard of it, because it's such a massive fucking failure. How have you never heard of Echo? I don't know, because you're based.
Most controversial and hated movie yet in Snow White. I mean, if you judge it by the trailer reaction alone, it's clear to see...
Oh, I'm so... Okay, have I mentioned how sad I am? How sad I am at the backlash they're receiving? Oh, it makes me so sad. I'm so sad I can't even wipe this grin off my face. I'm so sad.
See that this movie might end up being the biggest flop in Disney history.
We're praying for the downfall. We're praying.
We are screwed.
Hey, I don't want to hear that defeatist attitude. I want to hear you upbeat.
We are screwed!
We're screwed.
Yeah.
Also, with it having a reported budget of over $209 million.
Yeah, this is money laundering. I'm not going to accept any other. Allegedly, okay? Allegedly, don't sue me. In my opinion, allegedly, this is not an accusation. This is just a game theory. This is fucking money laundering! $209 million to make this dog shit?
It's definitely not in the best position to succeed at all. But that hasn't stopped Disney from at least trying to make this movie a success, as they have recently launched their marketing campaign.
Wasn't she called Snow White because of her skin as white as snow? Why are you asking questions? Okay, why are you asking questions? Just revel in the fucking chaos. Can you stop being sad about the state of the universe and laugh about the state of the universe for a second? It's so much healthier.
For the Snow White remake, and people have noticed...
I charge on my Patreon for your therapy. Please support me.
A very clear tonal shift in the way that they're trying to pitch this movie to the public.
Okay, the apology tour. Oh my god, Disney, you guys are such fucking rats. It's adorable how the giant Disney figureheads ultimately aren't gonna ever apologize for anything, but they can make the actresses, the faces that of the company, they can make them wander around and apologize. God, it's gonna be so fun when Leslie Headland and Amandla What's-Her-Face have to go out there and make a little mini apology tour. Oh, God, it's glorious.
With audiences also calling it a Snow White apology tour, as they are saying that Rachel Zegler is clearly trying to apologize for her previous statements by almost saying the opposite of what she was saying just a year ago.
I was so good. Oh, God, he's gonna have the side-by-side here. God, this way, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Oh, watch it blow up in her face.
Scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again.
Are you joking? She actually said that? She is playing the role of a character in a movie that she watched once as a kid, it scared her, and she never saw it again? Honestly, that's embarrassing.
As a diehard Disney fan myself, I feel like I see every release an opening weekend.
And this is where...
Wait, she went from saying that I never saw the show, it scared me, I didn't like it, and then in her recent stuff, it's, oh, I'm a diehard Disney fan, it's all great, I love it. Imagine, this is the worst shit I've ever seen. Disney is literally making her take this walk of fucking shame. Just being a complete and utter hypocritical liar. Going through interviews, making it, oh my God, it's awesome.
Where it does get very interesting, because we now have 2 D23 Expo interviews to compare.
True, because they pushed off the release date by a year.
One from 2023 and one from 2024.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Oh my God, that's awesome. They're gonna have 2 fucking campaigns because they had to push back the release by a year.
And what makes them even more interesting to compare is that Snow White was meant to be released in March 2024, but then got pushed back to March 2025. So both these interviews...
This is why you subscribe to me, okay? This is why you recognize the chaos for what it is.
Are in the exact same position in terms of marketing for the movie, so let's take a look at her interview now in 2024 versus her interview in 2023, and let's see where Disney and Rachel Zegler have made clear changes to their marketing approach.
This is gonna be so fucking awesome! I'm so excited!
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937.
All right.
And very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
God, she is so unlikable, it's amazing.
So we didn't do that this time.
Okay, what do you mean by that? We didn't do that this time.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once, never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film.
All right, so that was all 2023. All that garbage, all that trash. Oh, obviously that's gonna look fucking awful in regards to promoting a show. And they're literally making her take this walk of shame, right?
Yeah, as a diehard Disney fan myself.
Yeah, diehard Disney fan. Diehard Disney fan, says this lady who fucking said, I hated it, I only watched it once.
I feel like I see every release an opening weekend. It's like getting to show it to your best friends in a way that you're just like, you won't believe what we did. And so it's
now she's excited, that's nice.
Been really, really amazing to get to hear their live reactions.
Oh yeah, she's been loving the reactions of the fans. Oh my God, guys, she's been loving the fan reaction, guys. Damn, she's really been loving the fan reaction to the new Snow White.
Too.
So as we can clearly see here, Rachel Zegler is talking about being...
She's not talking, she's coping. Read the room, bro.
Being a diehard Disney fan and loving the studio, whereas previously it was all about how the original Snow White movie needed to be changed, and she didn't seem to be too fond of that original movie.
Yeah, it's almost like they literally gave her a script and a stick to shove up her ass so that she would be forced to sit straight and lie to the audience. Yep, it's almost like Disney is literally making her take this fucking Game of Thrones level walk of shame.
And what's important to remember here too is that Snow White was the first movie Disney ever made. So while yes, as a fan you can have opinions and don't have to like everything that's ever been made, it's easy to see why talking negatively about the very movie that made Disney what it is would result in the massive amount of backlash that she received.
Yeah, big shock, big surprise. No, I think it's a whole lot of things. It's not just trash talking the original Disney. It's the idea of saying, I know better, I'm changing this piece of art because I want to. Again, I think it all comes down to this artistic vandalism. It's not just talking shit about their own product, and I think Disney is absolutely taking the piss out of her right now. That they're forcing her to now go on this apology tour, essentially, to talk about that shit. But it's more than that. It's saying that was bad. That thing that inspired so many people, that thing that everyone loves, that thing is bad, and I am going to break it and reshape it in my own image. Literally, as the main character, right? I think that's definitely worse than just criticizing something old.
Whereas now she's keeping her answers vague, but very much expressing how she is a fan herself and loves Disney deeply.
Yeah, they replaced her with a reptilian overlord. They were like, yep, this Rachel Ziegler character, this Rachel Ziegler bitch, we're replacing her with a reptile, and that's another one of us.
Now let's take a look at the next part of the interview, as there are more interesting comparisons to make.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be.
It hurts so badly.
She's saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Oh, that's never her dream. That's like a whole ass other fucking show. That's like taking a nice, kind woman and replacing her with a fucking whatever. We've already covered this one. Anyway, how did she walk this back in the new one?
And the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
I mean, it's been under wraps for so long, so it's really exciting to get to share any kind of look with an audience that cares so much. It's been really, really amazing.
I think a big difference.
She said nothing. She said nothing. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. It's nice and good. It's good and nice and nice. Do you have any other positive adjectives? Yes, it's good. It's even nice, I would say.
Difference that we can all clearly see is that the focus of her answers now are much more about giving to the fans and honoring the audience.
Yeah, you really think that's gonna work? You really think that's gonna fix anything?
Whereas last year, it was much more about what she did and what the rest of the cast and crew did as well. And it wasn't so much about what they hoped audiences would receive, but more about the changes they made to the initial movie, and just overall more about what they were doing. And
it sounds like how Logan Paul, at the end of the after like he promotes some sort of crypto scam, he'll just say, guys, I love my fans. I just love my fans. Oh wow, I am having so much fun here because I love my fans so much. After he scams his fans. Like, that's how this sounds.
This seems to be more of a Disney rebranding decision as of late, as they did the same thing with Deadpool and Wolverine, where all of the marketing was about what fans would receive and how they just wanted to please the fan.
No way. No way they're basing their recent answers in their thing. Bro. They're basing their answers in their interviews after the Bro movie. Oh, how? Take this fucking L. It's like, oh shit, maybe our agenda pushing bullshit was actually cringe. Maybe people don't actually watch movies to get political hot takes shoved down their throat, and they watch movies to have a good time or something. That's weird.
Life is hard for a lot of people out there, and it's been that way for a long time. And just for people to walk out of that movie theater feeling like they just had the best 2 hours of their entire life.
However,
bro, dude, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Oh, God, dude. It's like, all right. So sticking your tongue out at people that support you doesn't work. So let's use your tongue for something else. How about giving sloppy toppies to the audience? Huh? Random quotes of, oh, I love my fans. That'll definitely turn things around.
Even though they've made this shift with the marketing for the Snow White film, it doesn't really seem to be helping much, as fans can still remember the previous interviews and are still very much frustrated over them as well.
It's not just remembering the previous interviews, it's just knowing that nothing that they're saying right now is actually genuine. I think that's the big difference. It's not the fact that, oh, I remember what she said last time and it's annoying, which is true. It's the fact that you know that she's looking at you in the eye and lying to you right now. She is looking at you. You watching this video right now. You that left a like on the video and is checked to see that you're subscribed to the channel. That's right, you. He's looking at you. And she is lying to you. That she cares about you. That she's doing this because it's fun and she loves Disney. And that is a lie. and then you laugh in her face, you spit, and you recognize the fact that her entire career is imploding before her eyes because she is a fucking loser. And then you recognize the fact that you have so much more power than she does. She is but a slave to the Disney overlords, an actual puppet, being paraded around to suck the cocks of the random Disney fans that have yet to have dicks unsucked. And I'm just saying, we want Ryan Reynolds as Snow White, is what I'm saying here. Can we please replace Rachel Zegler with Ryan Reynolds? Have him be Snow White. It would change everything. I would support you wholeheartedly. Freaking, who is the fairest one of all? She asks the mirror, mirror on the wall. And then it zooms into Rachel Zegler and then immediately zooms out and zooms into Ryan Reynolds. Right? I know what the fans want.
And just through...
Unironically, Ryan would go hard as Snow White Lamau. True! So true and based. That's what I'm saying, guys. I'm glad we all agree. I could fix Snow White. I could give you 3 ideas right now that would fix this entire show. 1, make the queen actually the good guy. Snow White ends up being a bitch. They kill Snow White, and the queen ends up remaining the queen. An authoritarian, dictator-leading, badass bitch. All right? That would be 1. Option 2, Snow White is actually the main, is Ryan Reynolds. And Rachel Zegler is not actually Snow White. That's another way to do it. And a third one is after she sneaks into the dwarf's house, the dwarfs all pull out shotguns and, due to castle doctrine, blow her brains out. And it becomes a parody of life in Texas. And how Texas actually retains its own power and doesn't need to follow some authoritarian giant government. It secedes and becomes its own nation. 3 options that would all be awesome.
One quick look at the comment section, almost
Rachel saying she's a diehard Disney fan, but never picked up Snow White again after watching it the first time. As a diehard Disney fan myself. Yep.
every single comment is fans expressing their anger. But all of this marketing just resorts back to one question: will it actually work? Will this new approach by Disney and Rachel Zegler somehow result in this Snow White remake
Nope, first impressions last longer.
Succeeding at the box office? And I mean, while it is still 6 months away, it's hard to see this movie having any chance of success. And if the comments are
just saying, they should debate all of us. Like this scene right here, and then they actually kill her for trespassing. Yo, that would be crazy.
Anything to go by, it's hard to see this movie even cracking $200 million at the box office. But there's also something that no one seems to talk about in
it's the fact that hate watching is a real sport, and I am very good at it. I am a professional hate watcher. As I've mentioned, Snow White will be S tier on the Chaos tier list.
Regards to the Snow White movie, and that is the fact that even if Rachel Zegler never angered the fans and said all the right things,
it would have still been shit. Now it's just we're angry at it too.
The movie would have probably still flopped, because all we need to do is take one look at The Little Mermaid, Cruella, Mulan, and Peter Pan and Wendy, and we can clearly see there that Disney's track record with live-action remakes of classics isn't very good.
It's almost like they're doing it as a cash grab with zero artistic integrity whatsoever, only existing to put potshots at the past piece of art that's beloved by millions. Almost.
Apart from the odd success with Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast...
That's not fair. Cinderella was literally the first one. Right? Cinderella was literally the first adaptation. People wanted to watch it because it was the first ever Disney adaptation. And they were like, yo, can a live action work? And then they realized, oh wow, Disney is really shit at it, and then didn't watch any of the other ones.
Most of their remakes have absolutely flopped, and the only reason Cinderella didn't flop is because it was the first live-action remake they ever did, so people were...
Yeah, listen, don't say pre-watched, okay? This is obviously...
very much curious as to how the movie would work. And then, of course, the only reason...
Bro, Emma Watson was in Beauty and the Beast? Well, that's that. That's why that one succeeded. People love Emma Watson because she was Hermione Granger. Anything she's in succeeds. That's not fair either.
Beauty and the Beast didn't flop is because it was Emma Watson.
Okay, fuck. I have to retire from this whole live reaction shit. I'm never gonna outlive the pre-watch allegations.
And need I say any more?
Yeah, no, you don't. You don't need to say any more. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
But for the most part, audiences have
subscribe for more pre-watch.
Just been fed up with remakes, and they just want to see original stories, and Snow White just isn't that. So this movie really wasn't set up to succeed from the very moment they even thought of the idea, let alone started their initial marketing campaign. And honestly, the only chance this movie has of making money at all is people going going to the cinema out of curiosity, just to see if the movie could end up being good somehow despite all the backlash.
That's what I'm saying. S tier on the chaos tier list. It's a real thing.
And that's the only hope I think Disney have with this one. But due to the big budget, I think they just had to roll the dice with it and couldn't really afford to not release it.
So
Yeah, they're cooked.
bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Yeah, no, they're fucked. They're just royally uber fucked. And that's life.
Because even if it does flop, it'll lose them maybe $100 to $200 million rather than the $400 million that they lose if they didn't release the movie at all. Due to there being extra marketing costs on top of the budget, I just think they're...
Wait, the budget of $209 million doesn't even include the marketing shit and all the tours and all that? Bro, they have way too much money. Like, way too much money. Fan creations on YouTube are better. Like, what the fuck?
Only shot was to release it and somehow pray that this movie can succeed. But let me know your thoughts down below. Will this new marketing approach somehow work, or will it be just another flop in a weirdly inconsistent year for Disney? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you liked the video, please...
Yeah, so ultimately, my incredibly hot take on it is this apology tour is to save face. It's to have a prayer and a hope. It's because they needed to do the apology tour and they just forced her to publicly humiliate herself. I think it's partially as a marketing strategy. I think more likely it's a disciplinary action against Rachel Ziegler. I know that there's like this whole conspiracy theory that there are humiliation rituals in Hollywood. Like they'll make, John Cena or whatever walk out naked and shit like that. Like that, these are things, a way to keep people in line. Even Cat Williams at the beginning of the year talked about how there were humiliation rituals in Hollywood. And the more you think about it, the more often you see it. I think this was a punishment for her bungling the previous interviews. She needed to come out here and say the most wildly inconsistent shit of all time. Ultimately, I like that theory because it's chaotic. And I like chaos. Honestly, this whole Snow White thing, it has been so much fun for me. For me who's in it for the chaos of it and not in it for the positive outcome to society. So subscribe for more chaos. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Jesse Grant, for covering all this wild bullshit. Remember to stay weird, fam. If you made it to the end, click one of these two videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on Kick. Stay weird, fam.